What happens to your body? If you drink ginger tea for 30 days, picture this. You're sipping a warm, spicy cup of ginger tea on a chilly morning, the kind that warms your hands and soul. Could this simple ritual, repeated daily for 30 days, actually change your body in ways you'd never imagine? Not some flashy superfood promoted by social media gurus, but a humble root that's been a kitchen staple for centuries. Is ginger tea a secret weapon for better health? Or just another overhyped trend that fizzles out? The truth lies in the middle, and it's more exciting than you might think. But here, as the kicker, brewing a weak tea with a sliver of ginger, one tea unlock its full potential. To get real results, you need to understand how ginger works inside your body, like a mechanic knowing every gear in an engine. Stay with us, because we're diving deep into what happens when you commit to ginger tea for a month, with benefits that might surprise you and pitfalls to dodge so you don't waste your effort. Let's meet Clara, a 70-year-old retired librarian from a quiet town in Vermont. Clara's been feeling like her body is stuck in low gear, her knees ache like rusty hinges, her digestion grumbles like an old furnace, and her energy's as low as a dimming lantern. She's wary of health fads, having seen too many come and go, but her friend at the local book club swears by ginger tea. Curious but skeptical, Clara decides to try it for 30 days. What happens to her body? And could you see the same changes? Let's follow her journey, breaking it down in a way that's as clear as a sunny afternoon, with everyday examples to make the science easy for folks like Clara to grasp. Ginger's power. What's in the root? Ginger isn't just a spicy addition to your soup or stir-fry. It's a root packed with potent compounds, the star being gingerol. Think of gingerol as a tiny firefighter in your body, rushing to douse flames of inflammation and soothe chaos. Other compounds like shogal and gingerol tag along, adding their own benefits, like backup crew members on a rescue mission. But drinking ginger tea doesn't mean these compounds automatically zoom through your system like superheroes. Your body's more like a picky gatekeeper at a small-town diner, deciding what gets past the counter and what stays in the kitchen. To understand what ginger tea can do, we need to follow its journey through 3 key stages: your gut, your bloodstream, and your cells. Each stage is like a checkpoint in a relay race, and ginger's compounds have to pass through each one to make a difference. Let's see how Clara's daily tea habit plays out, step by step. Stage 1. The gut, where it all begins. When Clara sips her ginger tea, the warm liquid slides down to her stomach and intestines. Picture your gut as a long, winding garden hose running through your body. Everything you swallow is still outside your body, just passing through that hose. For ginger's compounds to do any good, they need to cross the hose's walls into your bloodstream. The problem? Gingerol is a big, complex molecule, and your gut's like a strict bouncer at a club, letting only a small fraction through. Studies suggest only 10 to 20% of ginger AS active compounds make it from the gut to the blood. The rest either hangs out in the gut or gets flushed out with waste. But here's the good news, that 80 to 90% staying in the gut isn't tea just sitting there twiddling its thumbs. It's working hard, like a gardener tending to a messy backyard. Gingerol feeds the good bacteria in your gut, like tossing fertilizer to your favorite flowers, helping them thrive. At the same time, it keeps the troublemaking bacteria in check, like shooing away pesky weeds. This balance reduces bloating and calms irritation, making your gut feel less like a traffic jam and more like a smooth country road. Ginger also strengthens the gut's walls, like patching up holes in a picket fence, reducing what's called leaky gut. This means fewer irritants slip into your bloodstream, which can dial down inflammation all over your body. For Clara, this gut action kicks in fast. Within a few days of her tea habit, her digestion feels less sluggish. That heavy, bloated feeling after her favorite pot roast dinner starts to fade. By day 7, she's noticing fewer grumbles and more comfort, like her stomach's finally found its rhythm. Stage 2. The bloodstream, getting past the gatekeeper. Now, let us follow that 10 to 20% of gingerol that makes it into Clara's bloodstream. This is where things get trickier. Your bloodstream is like a highway carrying nutrients to where they're needed, but your liver's like a toll booth operator with a bad attitude. Gingerol is fat-soluble, meaning it doesn't mix well with water, so the liver sees it as a suspicious stranger. It quickly tags gingerol with a "get out" sticker, turning it into a water-soluble form through a process called conjugation. This tagged gingerol gets flushed out through urine, often before it can do much good. Of the small amount that reaches the blood, only about 1 to 2% sticks around long enough to make an impact. Clara's basic ginger tea, made by steeping a few slices of fresh ginger, delivers a modest dose of gingerol to her blood. It's enough to offer some mild benefits, like a gentle breeze cooling a warm day. For example, gingerol in the blood can act as an antioxidant, mopping up free radicals, those pesky molecules that damage cells like tiny vandals. It also reduces markers of inflammation, like C-reactive protein, which is like turning down the volume on a blaring radio. Clara might notice a slight easing in her joint stiffness or a bit more energy by week 2, but these effects are subtle because so little gingerol stays in play. Stage 3. The cells, where the magic happens. The real game changer happens when gingerol reaches your cells, the tiny factories where your body does its most important work. Think of cells as the engine rooms of a ship, housing the machinery that keeps everything running: your DNA, enzymes, and proteins. Getting gingerol into the cells is like delivering fuel to those engines, but it's a tough journey. With Clara's simple tea, less than 0.1% of the gingerol makes it this far, which is like trying to fill a gas tank with a thimble. To boost those odds, Clara experiments with her recipe. She learns that adding a pinch of black pepper, which contains piperine, acts like a VIP pass, helping more gingerol slip past the gut's gatekeeper. Piperine can increase absorption by 20 to 30%, meaning more gingerol reaches the blood. But there's a downside. Piperine loosens the gut's tight junctions, like leaving the gate open at a farm. This can let unwanted guests like toxins or bacteria fragments sneak through, potentially causing irritation. For Clara, whose stomach is already sensitive from years of spicy chili suppers, this could mean bloating or discomfort, so she's cautious with the pepper. Then Clara discovers a smarter trick: concentrated ginger extracts mixed with fibers like those from chicory root. These fibers wrap gingerol in a gel-like shield, like packing a fragile package in bubble wrap. This shield slows down the liver's janitor, letting more gingerol sneak past and reach the cells. With this method, absorption can jump to 40 to 50%, delivering 20 to 25 times more gingerol to the cells compared to plain tea. It is like upgrading from a bicycle to a sports car for getting ginger AS benefits where they count. What happens in the cells? Once gingerol reaches the cells, it's like flipping switches in a control room. It turns down a troublemaker called NF-kappa B, a protein that acts like an alarm system triggering inflammation. By calming this alarm, gingerol reduces swelling and pain at the genetic level, like quieting a noisy neighbor. It also cranks up NRF2, a switch that boosts your body's natural antioxidants, like turning on a sprinkler system to douse harmful free radicals. These antioxidants, like glutathione, are your body's cleanup crew, protecting cells from damage. For Clara, this cellular action could mean big changes. Her creaky knees might feel less like rusty hinges and more like well-oiled joints, making her daily walks with her dog Max more enjoyable. Gingerol even crosses into brain cells, boosting something called BDNF. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain, helping it grow new connections. This could help Clara think clearer during her book club discussions, like dusting off an old favorite novel. Plus, ginger supports insulin sensitivity and lipid metabolism, like tuning up an engine to run smoother, which might give her more energy for gardening. Clara's 30-day journey. Let's map out what happens to Clara over 30 days of drinking ginger tea, assuming she's smart about her approach. Days 1-7. Gut glow-up. In the first week, Clara's gut starts to feel calmer. The gingerol in her tea feeds good bacteria and tames the bad ones, like a gardener tending a flower bed. Her digestion smooths out, and that bloated, heavy feeling after meals fades. She's less gassy after her famous lasagna, and her stomach feels like it's finally cooperating. Days 8 to 14. Subtle, systemic shifts. By week 2, the small amount of gingerol in her blood starts to work. It's like a light breeze cooling her system, reducing free radicals and inflammation markers. Clara notices her knees are a bit less stiff when she climbs the stairs, and she's got a touch more energy for her knitting projects. If she's using plain tea, these changes are mild, but they're a sign things are moving in the right direction. Days 15-21. Cellular changes kick in. Around week 3, if Clara's using a chicory fiber ginger extract, more gingerol reaches her cells. The inflammation in her joints eases further, like oiling a squeaky door. Her thinking feels sharper, and she's less foggy during her morning crosswords. The NRF2 switch is boosting her antioxidants, making her cells more resilient, like reinforcing a house against a storm. Days 22 to 30. Full body benefits. By day 30, Clara's feeling like a new woman. Her joints move easier, letting her garden without wincing. Her energy's up like she's swapped a dim lantern for a bright spotlight. She's sleeping better thanks to ginger's calming effect on her nervous system. Even her mood feels lighter, like the sun breaking through clouds, possibly because ginger's boosting BDNF in her brain. How much ginger tea do you need? Clara's basic tea, made with a few thin slices of fresh ginger, about 5 grams, delivers roughly 100 milligrams of gingerol per cup. To get the big benefits, say, 1 to 2 grams of gingerol daily, she'd need 10 to 20 cups, or 2 to 4 liters of tea. That's like trying to drink a kiddie pool, and her stomach would protest. Plus, too much liquid could lead to heartburn or an upset tummy, like eating too much spicy stew. Instead, Clara switches to a concentrated ginger extract with chicory fiber, which packs 500 milligrams of gingerol into a single teaspoon, mixed into 1 cup of tea. It's like swapping a horse-drawn cart for a rocket ship, delivering way more gingerol to her cells without drowning her in liquid. She buys fresh ginger for $2 a pound at her local market for daily tea, enjoying the gut benefits and spicy flavor. For the cellular wins, she adds the extract, which is pricier but equivalent to eating a mountain of ginger root. Are there risks? For most folks like Clara, ginger tea is safe, like a trusted old friend. But overdoing it, say, chugging gallons or taking megadoses of extracts can cause heartburn or stomach upset, like eating too many hot peppers. If you're on blood thinners, check with your doctor, as ginger can thin blood slightly, like adding a bit of oil to a sticky gear. And don't expect overnight miracles. Ginger's benefits build over time, like planting a seed and watching it grow into a sturdy tree. Clara's plan. How to make it work. Clara keeps it simple. She buys fresh ginger at her local market, slices it thin, about 5 grams per cup, and steeps it in hot water for 10 minutes, enjoying 1 to 2 cups daily for the gut benefits and cozy flavor. For the bigger wins, she adds a teaspoon of chicory fiber ginger extract to 1 cup, which delivers a potent dose without overwhelming her system. It costs more than the $2 ginger root, but 1 teaspoon equals a pile of ginger you'd never eat in one sitting. Over 30 days, Clara's gut feels lighter, her joints move like they've been oiled, and her mind's as sharp as her favorite knitting needles. Her energy's back, letting her enjoy her garden and book club without feeling like she's running on empty. It's not a magic potion, but it's like giving her body a tune-up, fixing little creaks and leaks to run smoother. Your 30-day challenge. Want to try it yourself? Start with fresh ginger tea, 1 to 2 cups daily, steeped for 10 minutes with 5 to 10 grams of fresh ginger per cup. Enjoy the warmth and gut-soothing effects. For the full benefits, consider a high-potency ginger extract with chicory fiber, following the dosage on the label, usually 1 teaspoon per day. Track how you feel: less bloating, easier movement, clearer thinking, and by day 30, you might be amazed. Your body's like an old house, and ginger's the handyman, making it sturdier and cozier with every sip. Give it a go, and let us know how it feels after 30 days. Your body might just thank you with a spring in its step.